Hey guys, Jarvis here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video, we're going over the history of Chuck E. Cheese in Brandon, Florida. Let's get into it. Before we start, I would like to thank CEC_Jaspers for requesting this location. Also, I will be using CEC University to get my information. The 1540 Brandon Boulevard is a Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater / Chuck E. Cheese's that opened during August 1981 with a balcony stage and is still open today with the 2.0 remodel. This was one of the first non-Californian Chuck E. Cheese's in the eastern U.S., and it's one of the last locations to border a former Kmart. This location is also known for being absolutely massive. Brandon opened in mid-1981 with a balcony stage inside a former Kmart Foods and the 1981 remodel. Brandon had Harmony Howlett, but they swapped her out with Madam Oink and Helen Henny in the following years. They had a Dolly Dimples in the cabaret and the Beagles in the lounge. I'll put a picture of Dolly Dimples and the Beagles. Here they are. So yeah, that's pretty cool because not many Chuck E. Cheese's had the cabaret acts, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Brandon also received the King and Artie Antlers at an unknown date. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They had the Beagles, they had Dolly Dimples, and the King and Artie Antlers. Brandon had an unusual pickup area, Fantasy Forest, and a kiddie area. In 1982, this location received the Ice Cream Emporium. This featured a new ice cream selection as well as the Little Shaver animatronics, being one of 3 installed. Fun fact, I actually got to see the 4 Little Shavers at the Volo Auto Museum in Volo, Illinois. At the Volo Auto Museum, they have a bunch of cars, but most importantly, they have animatronics, such as the 4 Little Shavers, the King, the Beagles, King Cat, and the Rockefeller Explosion. Sometime later in January 1982, the Beagles would be replaced by the King. On October 22nd, 1984, Brandon would be bought out by corporate along with 49 other locations. Between the late 80s to the early 90s, Brandon would receive the 1988 remodel. This involved replacing older decor for newer decor, scattering checkers around the location, receiving blue and white awnings, and replacing the balcony stage with a C stage. They also received another lounge area that was installed at an unknown date around this time, the Beach Bowsers. A few years later, in 1994, Brandon would receive Phase 1. This involved replacing older decor for newer decor, changing up the game package, removing blue and white awnings, and replacing the C stage for a 2 stage. They then would have received both Phase 2 and Phase 3, as well as updating the exterior. Then, in the early 2000s, they placed a Studio C blue screen in the place of the lounge. Brandon would remain like this until 2011, when they would receive the 2010 update to the 2003 Cool Chuck reconfiguration. This involved replacing older decor for newer decor, which ended up causing some art pieces to go extinct, painting specific walls purple, and relocating the 2 stage to the front of the location. The last surviving Artie Antlers show tape was also discovered due to Phase 4. They would constantly update the game package. Unfortunately, this location started to go downhill around this time. The building's age would catch up to it, and the place started to smell. Not only that, the people were getting out of control and the stage was in disrepair. Despite getting minor changes throughout the 2010s, in the mid-2010s, the location's crime has gotten really bad, such as robberies, fights, and more. And the place was in desperate need of a change. In 2020, the show stopped working altogether, though this was fixed later on. Then, during April 2021, the location finally started its 2.0 remodel. This involved replacing older decor for newer decor, repainting the walls, renovating the exterior, and removing the 2-stage on April 15, 2021, for a dance floor and a video wall. So here's a picture while they were removing the stage from Jimmy Kid. So yeah, thanks to him for giving me these 2 pictures. But yeah, this is pretty sad. The animatronics were destroyed, but that's fake. Jimmy Kid actually got to keep some of the animatronics, and that's pretty cool. Despite the crime not getting any better, this location debuted a new feature once again. This time, it was Helen's Hangout, which was basically a mini showroom without a dance floor. This led to Brandon, Florida becoming the only CEC to have 2 video walls. As of 2024, Brandon remains like this. And that's the history of Chuck E. Cheese in Brandon, Florida. If I missed any information, let me know. And if you have any other information to add on, let me know in the comments. Also, if you have a location you would like to request, let me know in the comments. In conclusion, Brandon, Florida was a very cool location to go over. From having the experimental ice cream emporium with the 4 little shavers, to having many cabaret acts such as the Beagles, the King, Dolly Dimples, Artie Antlers, and yeah, there's a lot. But also, they also had a very cool 2-stage that led up all the way until it got 2.0. And still, the 2.0 remodel was pretty cool because it had 2 TV screens, one in the little lounge area that still exists, and then the main 2.0 with the dance floor. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I will be going over the Chuck E. Cheese in Fargo, North Dakota. A Chuck E. Cheese that closed with the 2.0 remodel in early 2024. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I got one thing to say. I'm Jarvis, and I'm out. Peace, everybody.